way you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.
Cannot escape the drama. And this time the storm is wilder.
That's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
Than anything we've seen before. Forget the Waffle House scraps, the crazy driving, or the skipped court dates. This new scandal makes all of that look small. Allegedly, his own baby mama is the one who dropped a shocking tape that the internet instantly branded a gay tape. And before anyone could even pause to ask if it was real or fake, the internet exploded like wildfire. Here's the thing. Whispers about King's sexuality have been swirling for years. People online kept throwing shade, saying he looked a little fruity, while others claimed his baby situation was just a cover-up. Now with this so-called leak, the trolls feel like they got fresh ammo to drag him all over again. At this point, truth doesn't even matter because once the internet smells scandal, it refuses to let go. And just when people thought it couldn't get messier, Boosie decided to jump straight into the fire. But instead of coming at King head-on, he fired shots at T.Y. himself. That little switch turned what was just messy gossip about King's private life into a full-blown family feud with rap royalty caught in the middle. Now, it's not just King under the microscope. The internet is treating this like a heavyweight hip-hop drama, digging up old paternity rumors, clowning his so-called gangster cosplay, rehashing his wild public spirals, and even pulling Boosie's old beef with Tip back into the spotlight. The glare isn't just on King anymore, it's exposing everything and everyone around him. And truth be told, long before this tape even hit the web, people were already side-eyeing his situation with his baby mama. From the second his baby mama announced that pregnancy, the internet was
necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your...
The internet was side-eyeing the whole thing. The very first red flag everyone threw out was her age. She's older than King, and fans instantly blasted her with, "Girl, you knew what you were doing!" Clips of King proudly holding his baby next to her flooded timelines, but instead of shutting the haters up, the comments only got nastier. That's when the money rumors kicked in heavy. People swore up and down she only had that baby to lock in the Harris fortune. They said she saw the fame, the family legacy, and the money that comes with the name, and decided to secure her spot for life by getting pregnant. And whether that was true or not didn't even matter anymore, because online gossip spreads faster than facts ever can. When the baby was finally born, instead of quieting the noise...
At any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk.
The speculation turned up even louder. Folks started clowning that the baby didn't even look like King, saying he was just trying to flex some grown man image. But King wasn't having it one bit. He hopped online saying the baby was his twin, and even posted side-by-side pictures shouting, "Y'all can't tell me this ain't mine." The problem? The harder he tried to convince people, the more the internet doubled down and refused to believe him. And here's where the twist gets wild. This wasn't just about paternity anymore, because the same fans who doubted King's baby have been whispering for years that he was hiding something about his sexuality. So the second his baby mama got pregnant, the internet flipped the whole story, saying, "Oh, he's just trying to prove something." Fast forward to this alleged tape leaking, and those same voices started digging up old receipts, claiming, "See, this was the plan from the jump. Use a baby to silence the rumors. Instead of killing the chatter, it only gave the..."
T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
To drag him even harder. But let's keep it real. This ain't the first time people have... First time people have accused King of putting on an act. For years, critics have been calling him out for cosplaying a gangster lifestyle he never lived. He talks tough, jumps into beefs, acts like he's cut from the trenches, but then everyone remembers he's T.I. and Tiny's son. He grew up around money, privilege, and spent most of his childhood safe at his grandma's house. Every time King hops online yelling about being street, the comments flood with clown emojis and be serious replies. They say he's forcing an image that just doesn't fit. And instead of making him look authentic...
I tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying. With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing it...
...look shaky. It's like King is trapped fighting two battles at once, trying to prove he's a grown man and a father, while also convincing the world he's some hardened street figure. But the harder he pushes, the worse it backfires. The pressure doesn't make him look stronger. It's just exposing his public spiral in real time. And that spiral reached a breaking point with the infamous Waffle House meltdown. King was caught on camera, yelling at employees, loud and aggressive, over fast food. The internet couldn't believe T.I. and Tiny's son was wilding out like that in public. Even Tip himself went live the very next day looking frustrated, admitting he couldn't understand why his son would stoop so low as to argue with a short-order cook. T.I. even admitted he and King's uncles pulled him aside, trying to drill it into his head. You're living the kind of life most people dream of, so why throw it all away pretending to be something you're not? But clearly that advice didn't sink in because not long after, things spiraled even further. In 2024, King got pulled over in Georgia and police claimed he almost smashed straight into a squad car while pulling out of a gas station. Officers said they smelled weed pouring out of his BMW, spotted a gun on his hip, and when they ran his info, they uncovered a warrant still lingering from 2022. That old case? It tied back to speeding, driving with a suspended license, and even a DUI. He was supposed to show up in court, but he skipped, and that's why the warrant was still hanging over him like a dark cloud. The arrest video spread online within hours, showing King cuffed up and hauled straight into county jail. He looked calm in the footage, but fans weren't calm at all. For them, this was the proof they'd been waiting on, that King's life was spiraling completely out of control. And once you stack that arrest on top of the fresh tape rumors, the doubts about his baby, and the shaky gangster persona, people started saying his whole image was nothing but one giant cover-up for something deeper. That's when Boosie decided to stir the pot.
You have any questions for me?
No.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your car.
We're in the car.
Sexual.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
And instead of clowning King directly, he went straight for T.I. He started dropping slick comments about Tip's parenting, and fans instantly caught the shade, turning the spotlight into a father versus son disaster. At this point, it wasn't even about King anymore. It was about embarrassing T.I. in front of the whole world. Boosie stepping into King's mess wasn't just random gossip. It was a calculated chess move with history tied to it. See, Boosie has always had a rep for dropping wild, controversial takes, especially whenever the topic touches on sexuality. This is the same man who once had to issue a public apology to his own daughter, Ayanna, after blasting out homophobic remarks that caused a firestorm. He jumped on Instagram later, saying he was sorry, but everybody knew he meant what he said the first time. So when folks saw him inserting himself into King's scandal, the internet immediately called him out as a hypocrite. People were quick to say, "How you clowning somebody else's kid when you can barely keep your own house in order?" That's why his comments didn't come off like harmless jokes. They felt like personal shots aimed directly at T.I. And here's the real kicker. Boosie isn't exactly moving smooth himself right now. He just cut a plea deal on federal gun charges, and depending on how the courts play it, he could be staring down some serious time. So why was he out here trolling King Harris when his own freedom is shaky? Simple. It wasn't about clout, it was about T.I. This was a feud that's been simmering for years, and Boosie saw an opening to twist the knife. To really understand why he couldn't resist throwing shade, you gotta rewind the tape to where this bad blood first sparked. It all began when Boosie decided to open his mouth about Dwyane Wade's daughter. When Dwyane Wade's daughter came out as transgender, Boosie jumped online and made harsh comments the internet instantly slammed as transphobic. And one of the loudest voices to check him? None other than T.I. Tip went straight to Instagram telling Boosie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That moment planted the seed for a feud that's only grown uglier with time. Not long after, Boosie fired back with a heavy accusation, claiming T.I. was a snitch in his old federal gun case. That cut deep, and Tip wasn't about to let it slide. He clapped back saying nobody was gonna disrespect his family, and he made it clear he wasn't scared to go head-to-head with Boosie if it came down to it. From there, the shots just kept flying back and forth. That same summer, Boosie went after T.I.'s parenting, especially after Tip admitted he once went with his daughter to the gynecologist. A story that already had social media in an uproar. Boosie blasted T.I. for being controlling, while Tip snapped back that Boosie was the last person alive who should be handing out parenting advice. From slick comments to direct family attacks, the feud shifted from playful rap banter into two grown men taking brutal personal shots at each other's credibility. For a quick second, it looked like they might have patched things up. Both went online downplaying the drama, saying there was no real problem and they were moving forward. But by 2023, the beef lit right back up. This time, Boosie accused T.I. of not standing up for him during his legal troubles, painting him as fake. Just like that, the feud was back in full swing, louder and dirtier than ever. T.I. wasn't having it at all. He told Boosie straight up he wasn't babysitting him and he had no obligation to defend somebody who stayed disrespecting him. That's when everybody realized this wasn't about clout chasing, this was personal beef. Boosie had a grudge, and every chance he got, he was gonna poke at Tip. So when King Harris's scandal popped off, the timing couldn't have been more perfect for him to slide in. Boosie wasn't laughing at King just for kicks. He saw a golden chance to humiliate T.Y. in front of the world, using King as the punchline. With King drowning in internet rumors and viral drama, Boosie jumped in like it was the perfect moment to twist the knife. And the crazy part? The internet instantly caught it. Everybody said it was shade at Tip, not King, and the crowd ate it up like candy. Once Boosie opened his mouth, the floodgates burst wide open. Trolls went in on King Harris like never before, and some of the comments were downright savage. One person wrote, "He was always weird looking to me. Too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I." That one stung because people have been clowning King's looks since he was young. Others took it further, comparing him to Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Memes started flying everywhere, plastered across Twitter and Instagram, side-by-side pics turning into viral jokes overnight. But the comment that really set the internet on fire? King about to be queen. That line didn't just clown him, it ripped the lid off all the old conversations about his identity and threw gasoline on a fire that was already blazing out of control. And that's what makes this mess bigger than just some leaked tape. It shows how no matter what King does, whether it's having a baby, acting tough, or wilding out in public, people twist it into something else. For years, every move he made got flipped against him. And now, with Boosie stirring the pot, the conversation has shifted from messy gossip to something way deeper, dragging King's name, his image, and even his identity into the spotlight like never before. Pretty soon, the internet stopped treating this as just King's personal drama and started framing it as a reflection of T.Y.'s whole family. His parenting, his reputation, his legacy, it all got dragged into the spotlight. Think about it. Tip has spent years trying to protect his image, holding his family together in front of the cameras. And now, his own son is stuck at the center of a scandal the internet isn't letting go anytime soon. And with Boosie still poking at T.I. every chance he gets, this drama is nowhere near finished. So buckle up, because this story isn't ending here, it's only getting started. And if you've been riding with me through this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and drop a comment so we can keep exposing the stories the industry never wants you to hear.